My name is Dr. Brad Conder. Today is my first blog post that I'm going to start putting on my website. Hopefully it's going to be a weekly type of event or habit for me to kind of start answering questions to some of the common issues that I'm getting as far as my current clients and patients to kind of help get some more information and education out there. So one of my first topics I'd like to talk about is low back pain and having pain at night. One of the more common questions I get from some of my clients is, why do I have pain at night? Well, it's a complicated answer as far as some of the specifics as far as why it's happening. But one of the more important things to know is that it's pretty common. Even myself, I've had back pain over the years from maybe bad body mechanics, or I actually got injured kind of working on patients at the hospital. So I've had some of my own back issues, and I know low back pain at nighttime in particular has been one of the main irritating factors as far as having that type of condition. Now, why do people have pain at nighttime, or why is it such a severe part of having low back pain? Well, a lot of it goes back to kind of what's going on in the spine when you have an actual injury. So not everybody has to have a specific injury when it comes to low back pain. You don't have to do a lifting injury, you don't have to have a car accident or anything like that. It's more common that more people will have back pain just from routine, everyday activities such as sitting for 8 hours a day, standing for long periods of time, those type of things which give your back a lot of stress to actually cause some of the issues that we're looking at. So as far as low back pain, so let's say you're sitting all day, you've had back pain for 6 months, you really didn't do anything, which is a common complaint out here, is like, I had back pain, I didn't do anything. It's like, well, what do you do for a living? Like, I sit for 8 hours, I'm at an office job. So that right there is a lot more irritating activity than you would give it credit for. So your back is not meant to sit for long periods of time. So without going into too much detail as far as the anatomy, you can get several structures in your back that might start giving you stress or pain, whether it be your discs or your joints. And so what happens when you have back pain, you also have an inflammation process that starts going on. And inflammation is where a lot of that nighttime back pain is going to come from. So what happens, you have your injury in your back, whether you sit for too long or if you do have a lifting injury, and your back itself is trying to heal. And that healing process actually is inflammation. Inflammation can be good if it's controlled by the body or in the right way. When it's out of control, as far as over-inflammation or too much on a daily basis, is when we start getting a lot of these issues. And so what happens in the back at nighttime, so you've had inflammation all day, you've been sitting for 8 hours, and then you go and rest. And so you think that would actually make you feel better, but in some cases, you're going to wake up and your back's going to be super stiff, or maybe have pain, or maybe even have pain down your legs. Something I've experienced myself when I don't do my homework and keep care of my back. So the inflammation in the tissues from the muscles, the joints, the discs, so you've had inflammation all day, it starts to kind of really tighten up all your tissue at nighttime. And it's really the prolonged period, that 8 hours of not being moving, is where a lot of that pain and inflammation and swelling are causing that problem. Well, how do you take care of that? Well, one of the first easiest things that you can do when you have back pain is ice it. A lot of times people want to always go to heat because it does feel good, but ice is an actual anti-inflammatory and it's natural, and you can actually get specific to the area. So one of my first recommendations for all my patients and clients is that you need to actually put an ice pack on your back, and 2 or 3 times a day. And sometimes if you do it maybe about 30 minutes before you go to bed, that might actually help with some of that night pain, and maybe sometime in the next morning. Some other ways that you can maybe help some of the back pain is if you found some exercises or stretches that work for you. Maybe if you've been prescribed exercises from a physical therapist, do those maybe right before you go to bed or right when you wake up, can really help to kind of just ease some of that tension and tightness, so you're not getting too much extra stress. If you have any more questions about low back pain and not really sure if what you're doing is correct, you can always email me at drconder@physicaltherapylevel.com, or call me or text me at 502-509-3136, and you can hopefully look at my website for more resources. I have a free ebook on low back pain that might be able to answer some questions, so you can sign up for that and I can send it to you for free.